Doubles and coffee. Your Excellency, President Christine Carla Kangaloo, you made a speech in public attacking, criticizing, and questioning United National Congress members for criticizing you. And you came to the conclusion that it must be because you are a woman. Now, in normal circumstances, I would do my best to ignore. However, I would say that I am one of your harshest critics. And I certainly know myself. And it has absolutely nothing with you being a female, with you being a woman, with your gender. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. In fact, you said in your speech to the public, judge you by your performance. Well, that's all I have done. And that's all the United National Congress has done. Judge you on your performance. Ladies and gentlemen, let me read some of this for you from President Christine Kangaloo. She said in her speech, no amount of facts seem to matter to them. It makes no difference that I had given up active politics for a full 7 years before I was elected president. Okay, that may be your perception, your definition, that you have left elected politics because, or active politics because you didn't go to Balize House, or you did not attend meetings of the PNM when they had the meetings, well, those that were cancelled at Piggott Corner, and the small meetings where they forced CPAP workers to come through. You didn't go to any Balize House functions and so on. But Madam President, you were President of the Senate. And let me speak from my point of view only, the factual matrix. From the very first day that I stood up in that Senate under your auspices as a United National Congress opposition senator, it was during COVID, and I began my first contribution, my debut in the Senate. You got up within 47 seconds and interrupted me. No PNM, no standing order, no request from the government to interrupt me. You took it upon yourself to stand up, speak to me harshly with passion. That where would that come from? I ain't know you so good. Me and you is not friend. We never fight. I never bully you in school like Stuart Young bully Imran. And then you went on continuously. Every time I got up to speak, there was one time that you interrupted me without PNM calling a standing order. 21 times in 30 minutes. You even tried to tell me that my mouth is too big, my mouth too loud. I tried to explain to you that that's the way I'm born. So blame my mother and father. I can't whisper. My little daughter says, Daddy, are you trying to tell me a secret? Because you cannot whisper. So don't even try. When I asked you what standing order was, tone it down. You would speak to me in an abusive, dictatorial, hate in your voice. Go and look, Madam President of the Senate, at your performance. You would allow Randall Mitchell and Amory Brown and the senator who couldn't even pass your law exams to speak total, nonsensical, fabricated political jargon and nonsense in the Senate, unfettered. When we stand up on standing orders, 80% of the time you will reject it. You were the most biased president of the Senate in history. So when you look at your performance, you need to go and sit down. Take out some tapes of your performance. Take out And look, you don't have to listen to my contribution. I wouldn't expect you to want to do that. But look at your performance, how you interrupted. There was one time we were debating an immigration bill, and no PNM stood up to call any standing order. And you got up and told me, Senator Roberts, because the bill is an immigration bill, it doesn't mean you can debate anything on immigration. Go and look at the tapes. Your performance was woeful. It only compared to the blue hair lady downstairs, Bridget Annisette George. So in your warped mind, you thought that you were impartial, that you were fair, that you gave the opposition a fair shake. No, my lady. Politics was raining and spilling out through your veins, through your words, through your actions, through your tone, through your abuse of the standing orders. Your performance was woeful. You believe that you were out of active politics. You were involved in politics every day. You put on that robe as Senate President of the Senate, far less to how you have performed as the actual president. So nobody cares that you are a woman. Our leader in the United National Congress is a woman. The first female attorney general, the first female leader of the opposition, the first female to lead a major political party in Trinidad and Tobago, the first female prime minister, the first female leader of the opposition, the first female to return to prime minister after being leader of the opposition. That is the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa. We have the utmost respect for her. She is a woman. And she is our strong, powerful leader who gets every bit of respect from us. So for you to try to attack the UNC, to attack me, to attack Kirk Mayhew in the most ridiculous manner, that we somehow criticize your actions because you're a woman? No, it's because you are a PNM, because you espouse the gospel of the PNM, and for you to suggest that you have all miraculously shared all your PNM, you are being disingenuous. So don't attack the UNC. Don't attack me. I didn't attack you. You sat in a chair, in a position of power, and you bullied the opposition. The Senate is already created in a manner that the government has that majority. And then to have someone on the seat as president of the Senate who is espousing the gospel of the PNM in rulings, calling standing orders, not allowing the debates to flow, interrupting opposition members all over the place, while allowing PNM to spew vile lies, non-factual statements, disconnected contributions. You were the worst. You were totally biased. So for you to come to some conclusion that you were the epitome of impartiality is bordering on the insane, Madam President. So with all due respect, your speech, your public comments required a response. So when you go back, ask your staff to pull out some tapes of your performances. Don't use anybody else. Just use UNC opposition Senator Anil Roberts. And then take any PNM, especially the most vile ones. The ones who just go on and talk one set of nonsense, like Laurel Lizama Lee Singh, or Randall Mitchell, or Amory Brown. One day, Amory Brown was contributing and went through a whole list about 30 meetings that he had as Minister of Foreign Affairs. Nothing to do with anything on the bill. And he was never interrupted by you. So unfortunately for you, your conclusion is totally fallacious, totally false, and has no basis on fact. Any criticism you sent your way is based wholly and solely on your performance, what you have done in your political career, in your stint as President of the Senate. Furthermore, when you carried on and you attacked the UNC, you criticized the UNC, you stopped the UNC. You did not allow urgent questions on COVID-19 and so on, a pandemic that you said did not fit, your analysis, your assessment was biased. So if you are questioned about that, if you are questioned about your politics, if we are questioned based on your performance, if your husband, for example, was in receipt of millions of dollars of state briefs, if you're able to live in a lap of luxury in house and beach house and so on because of money earned by your family, if Noel Garcia is your family and he controls every bit of the budget, then a normal, reasonable person, if your father-in-law was the Minister of Education, all in one little tight circle, then it is reasonable for a person to believe that you will be biased towards the PNM, having spent your entire life as being Rowley's PNM political. He was your mentor. You were the mini-me of Rowley. You are a PNM MP, a PNM Senator, PNM Minister. So you are judged on your performance, and your performance only. We in the UNC are proud. We know, and if you know anything about me, and all my people who listen on Doubles and Coffee would know, women have influenced my life, and I respect women more than anything. From my mother to Andine Giuseppe to Mrs. Kenny, all at UE Primary School, down across the board to Miss Gonzalez and Miss Wills and so on in Fatima College, to while I'm an Olympic coach, my top 10 athletes of all time, and I put them through torturous, rigorous training throughout morning and evening, throughout the week after week. 9 out of 10 of my strongest, my best, my baddest, my toughest athletes are female. 9 out of 10. The only one male who make my top 10 is George Bovell III, Olympic bronze medalist, world record holder, and 4-time NCAA champion in the 200 individual medley, world championship medalist. Only one male. So for you to accuse me and the UNC of being anti-woman is nonsensical. It's fallacious. It's disingenuous and it's dishonest. You are criticized based on your performance. Check your record. Check what bills you assented to as president. Check when you acted as president. Check what you did. Check how you acted. Check how you espoused the gospel of the PNM. Check how you interrupted. Check how you spoke to UNC. Check the venom. Check your face. Check your body language. And check yourself, Madam President. So it has nothing to do with you being a woman at all. It's just that you can't get the gospel of the PNM, the poison of the Balizé out of your veins, out of your body, out of your mind, and out of your soul. So I hope I've clarified that for the record, and the evidence is there for all to see. Bless.